Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Beaglington Review. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at this. It's the Hornby R9360M quantity 1 train set. Yes, it's the R9360M high-speed train set from the Playtrains. Yes, so that's the Hornby R9360M high-speed train set. I got this as an absolute bargain on Amazon, and I'm going to put it on the floor and take stuff out of it, and then we can take some of that over to the desk and have a closer look, and I'll tell you a bit about what I bought. So, let's get to it. Right, so this is your train set. It's obviously all inside. You've got the thing on the back, you've got your controller and everything. We'll get that out and have a look. But first of all, I want to just open it up and have a look. And the reason why I bought this set is because it contains a straight track, which my other train set doesn't have. And if you saw the other reviews, I bought a station and a signal box, and obviously I can't use them, can't use the platform unless I've got some straight track. So that all makes sense to me. We've got our locomotive here, our high-speed train. It's a bit more basic than the other train that we had, the steam train. So, just through these. Yeah. That's our important bit for you there, I think. Our train. And our controller. I don't actually need to use the controller at the moment because I have another one over here which came with the other train set, so that's handy. I've got two of those. So that'll save on batteries. I only have to use the one because I've only got two engines at the moment. And now anyways, so leave that aside for a moment and we'll take this up to the desk and have a bit of a look. And this one seems to be a bit different to the other train. Well, let's go take it up and see. So here we just have the box, and on it obviously you can see that it says battery operated as opposed to USB rechargeable, and we'll touch on that when I actually go and sort that out. So on the back of the box, it's fairly simple, just tells you, easy to build, lights and sounds. It's got a re-railing level crossing as well, so you can put the signal box beside that, won't look too bad. And yeah, it's fairly simple, self-explanatory, and we'll get to that. So now to get rolling stock. So we have our instructions here that basically say you can pair the locomotive, with the AB switch, and it's all there. You want to read it, but it's fairly simple stuff. I've already touched on that with the other train set, and so you've got the track connection, and I can't remember if this track has a different track connection to the red track. I think it does, but I can't remember. And obviously it's the old diesel loco that they have in this instructions, not this one. Whereas this is, I think this is the one that came out that was blue before, and this one is kind of in a more, as was similar to like LNER or one of those liveries that are available. And one of the reasons why I purchased this was because it was only about £24 or £26, something like that, but it worked out as basically €30 from the UK as well, which wasn't too bad. And I just thought, well, I need the track anyways, so why not get another locomotive to use it, and then I can play with that with the kids or whatever, and they can, you could even give a controller each and they can use them on the big railway. So yeah, it was a bargain really. It's gone back up now to sort of over 40 quid, and I think the RRP is over 50 quid. So, and that's in sterling as well. Which would be even more in euros. So actually that's a pretty good deal I think I got there. So we've got, this is the trailing car, and it's got the same sort of magnet as this. But you see, because I've put the coupling on this engine, and these have solid bases, I can't couple them up, sadly. But if I put a wagon in between, I could. So that's an interesting observation. Now, I suppose we should get to the locomotive itself. Oh, well, at least they all couple up. I did see a review where someone was trying to couple them up, or rather, there was a review on Amazon, and I think the magnet was like upside down or something on one of the coaches, so they couldn't actually join the train up. That's actually... Oh, that's weird. I thought these were going to be two separate things, but they're actually joined together. So the battery pack is in this half, and the motor compartment is in this half. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And obviously I didn't see that in there because this is a different train. See, I've never seen any of the early Playtrains stuff. It was the newer thing that kind of got me looking into it to do these kind of reviews and stuff. So that's really weird. And the screws are very tight. Jesus. Come on. I suppose if it's their first time being untightened, loosened, since being fitted. So on the box anyways, apparently these units were delivered to somewhere by Hornby in November, Amazon's warehouse or whatever. So they've been there a while, which is probably how I managed to get it cheap. Right, so we have a battery compartment here, and there is a washer that's come off of the underside of there, a see-through washer. So I'll have to make sure that goes back on. So we've got this battery compartment here, and I have some AA batteries ready. So just put that in there, and that in there like that, and then that slots back in. How does that fit back in? That way up, I think. And then we can screw this back on. So we can now test this out. We'll put the spare controller over there for now. And there's an on-off switch just down here. It's already set to on. And I think it's set to B. And that's normally set to... that one's set to B as well. I'll set that one to A. So if I set this to A, you see I can... Oh, I have to turn him on. So we can make him move. And then while he's still moving, we can set this to B. Then, whoop, get this one moving. That's pretty sprightly for speed step 1. And then we can just turn it back to A, and we can change the direction of this one here. He's a bit stuck now. Right. So now I suppose we'll have to go and sort out things like the track. Just about joining the track together there. So yeah, that's a nice thing, but I don't know whether you can get extra coaches to go in between, or if they're just stuck as a 3-car unit, or whether you could, because this is a battery one. But yeah, it works as a 3-car thing anyways. So let's go down and set up the track. So we're just expecting an oval of track, and get this to cut through. Track the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Aha. Right, so we've got more of these curves again, like we have from the Danger Train set, and we have these sections too, which is kind of strange because on the box, what does it say? It says we have these sections here, but the re-railing section is actually made up of 2 shorter sections, which is strange. But I don't know, there must have been some sort of molding. Made in Vietnam, apparently. Where this comes from is a factory in Vietnam. So, get our track, which is fairly simple to put together really. It just clips in like so. Or if you're not an idiot, you can get it put together. So we can set up our overall. It'll be interesting to see how fast the diesel does go. Right, so now it's time to place this onto the track, and we can use this railing section here. And one of the things I was thinking of was the ability to use both trains at the same time, but of course this is going to be much faster than the Danger Tank engine. So I definitely need to wait for that expansion pack to come out, which will have a passing loop. So you'll be able to have the slower steam goods waiting for this thing to go past. And this one, the quality of the wheels are less good on this. I think they're just a bit simple. But, you know, we'll see what else they bring out. And now we can try to turn this on. So we've got sounds. About a train on the platform. We've got here the horn. I'll put it back a bit. You might be able to see we've got lights, which is quite cool. And obviously the windows are opaque, everything's just printed on. But this is for, it says ages 5+ on the box. I think you could possibly give it to a 4-year-old. But it's simple enough anyways. And I mean, look, the amount of track you get as well is pretty cool. So now we're going to see how fast it goes around our track. So this is speed step 1. Makes a nice clickety clack sound too. Right. And we can press this button for some extra sounds, I think. Right. So we go up the next speed step. And we go again. See if we can get it to beat. Make sure it works in the other direction. That was a bit of a sharp pull up there, to be honest. How well does it work in reverse? Obviously there's only lights at the front, so you can turn them off when running in reverse. And it stops immediately. It's not like the other engine. Hang on, let me just turn the sound off. With the steam engine, it doesn't stop instantly. It kind of slows itself down usually. I'll just test that now and see if I can show that. And I can put that on the. What's it called? Hang on, I'll just move this out of the way. If I put this on the line here and change over my thing to A. And turn it on. Also, turn it on. And if I press stop, it kind of coasts. So the difference in progression between the technology that's in these original ones with their AA batteries and stuff like that, and the investment that's gone into creating the USB rechargeable one, it definitely shows that they're onto something. And I hope that we get more of this kind of developed stuff. It'd be nice to see something like this done where you could have more of the coaches, because you've just got a single rechargeable unit in here with some big thing over there. But maybe you wouldn't be able to get the same speed or whatever. If I set the engine off there on its full speed, And then if I change to the... Oh, that's wrong. You see now. So that's some play value there for you anyways. You can have a bit of a Percy runs away style sort of thing going on. We stop that there, and we can stop that one there. And so, you know, I've been messing about here, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? It's play trains. I'm trying to mute this thing now. There we go, that's better. Don't have you been able to hear me over all that. Anyways, so I'll get a few shots of it running around its own track. Yes, so that's the Hornby R9360M Playtrains Express train set. And what can I say about it? Well, obviously it's just kind of like a reskin of the original Playtrains high-speed train. It's got these original sort of battery pack and stuff. It's not as modern as the other things, but does that really let it down? Not so much, as long as you have a batteries to run it with. But yeah, the track is good. You've got a good load of track with it. Great for expanding as well. You can arrange it into different ways. You can put the Playtrains buildings, as I have along the side of it, that I did another review on, and it just gives you a good start. It's a decent size, and you can, like I said, I'm using it really to get this track to run with the other Playtrains locomotives that I have. So I'll have to see how much track I have and kind of spread it all out and see. But enough about those plans. How does the train set rate in my books? Well, would I buy another one? I don't really need to buy another one unless I need more track. Then I'd have two of these, but I suppose then you could attempt to do something with them. Dismantle them, rearrange the magnets, and try and create a two power car unit, because you can have one set up to A and one set up to... You can have one set up to A and one set up to B, use two different controllers, because you'd have two sets, and set them off so that they travel off in the same direction at once. So you'd have a 4-car set then with twice the power. Not sure if that will work or not, but that's an interesting idea. But yeah, overall I think it's pretty good. Like I said, it's not quite as impressive as the steam one, but obviously it's older technology, and the grey track is an improvement on the red track. So I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about that. However, I think it's time that we pop this onto Beaglington-On-Sea and see whether it can handle a journey around the railway. Right, so we've got it set up in the station of Beaglington-On-Sea. I've got the danger tank engine pulling some coaches over there. So we're going to see whether this will actually go around our track and bottom the sounds. Ambient station sounds, supposedly. And sounds also a bit like coal shoveling at one point. And then we can set up. Here comes the steam train. Put the sounds on there as well. There you go. The light on that. The lights are already on that, so we can get some pictures of things going around the road. Horses. I'd just like to point out the part where we derailed here. This is where the wiring is for the track connectors for the bridge, so it can be a bit bumpy. So if it's travelling too fast, obviously it's going to have a problem with that. yes, that was the high-speed train set, and as you see, it's up here. And, you know, final thoughts, do I regret my purchase? Absolutely not. That's just about €30 for the whole battery-powered train set that can be used with my other train sets and the railway itself. I think it's a great deal, and it's a great start thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more stuff from Playtrains in the future. I hope they develop some sort of old-style coaches to run with the two steam engines that they have out, or a tender steam loco would be quite cool, maybe with like a four-wheel tender. So I hope they see this and think about those ideas. But until next time, thank you very much for joining us down here in Beaglington-On-Sea for the Beaglington review. I'll see you again for another review soon, probably, if I can think of anything else to buy or can afford anything. But anyways, that's all for next time. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can like, comment, share and subscribe. And there's also the subscribe bubble and the playlisting. But now, where I've put the remote, where have I put the remote? Oh, this could be a new problem, isn't it? Where did I put the remote? Did you see where I put the remote? It's over here. I'm going to get back to playing some trains. I just set up to beat. Sorry, I'm having fast so much fun.